Hey everybody, so for this one I'm going to take us back to October of 2018. Now some of you may remember this woman. She was caught on video by two sisters named Shelly and Lisa Garris, who were sitting in their apartment parking lot complex waiting for AAA to show up. And this woman took it upon herself to come over, she also lives in these apartments, and start harassing them about whether or not they really belonged there. Now, she made some very racy comments during this, which earned her a lot of internet infamy. This was one of our first Karens. Now, quite a bit became of this, and we now, well, actually, we've known for some time, but most people don't know what happened to this woman afterward. There was some punishment. So before we get into all of the weeds, let's review the harrowing video, which most of us probably haven't seen in about 5 years.
Do I need to call the police because I feel threatened?
Okay, well, we can do that. Hi, how are you? I'm hot, I'm beautiful, I'm 51. What are we going to talk about tonight? Being hot, being beautiful, being white, being my new weave?
Off to a good start there.
Do you live here?
Do you live here?
I do, actually. 1C, 8744 Fairview.
So
why do we feel that we need to be here, like hanging out, like on this beautiful, like, place?
Why do you feel you need to be in our space?
Well, I live here and I pay rent. I pay almost $1,100.
And so does she.
Okay.
Don't talk to her, please don't, because I don't know what's
So what's going on?
Okay, I don't know, but we can call 911 to find out if you got a problem.
Well, I was about ready to go over to Red Rocks. Do you want to meet me over to Red Rocks?
No, ma'am.
Okay, do you know where Red Rocks is? Okay. All right. Well, I can do this too. I can do this too.
Go ahead and call 911, Lisa.
Okay, let's do that right now. Let's call 911. I want to make sure that there's nothing going on here. Because my kids go to Myers Park, so I want to make sure that there's nothing going on. And why are you hanging out? Where do you live?
I must live.
Where do you live here in this place?
Aaron, Sheriff, do not entertain her, please.
No.
One of these girls is having fun with this.
Stop
No,
it.
please do. Because I want to get this on film.
Yeah, we got you on film, honey.
Because this is Myers Park. This is South Park. Girl.
Ma'am, would you please leave us alone and go home?
I live here.
Go over there then.
I pay almost.
I pay rent too, so please.
What do you pay? And I'll let Jonathan know what you pay.
Whatever. Just leave us alone.
What's going on? What's going on here, babe?
Ma'am.
What's going on here in this parking lot that you feel that you need to congregate?
I don't want to drop my video, so you're going to
I'm going to drop my video, and I'm white, and I make $125,000 a year, and I want to make sure that you're all up in here. Girl, I got you, girl. I'm white. I'm white. I'm white. I'm white. I got you, girl.
In my space. You are in my space.
I got you. I'm white.
Yes, you're right.
What are you doing up in here? I got you.
Absolutely.
So I got you too, bitch. What you got?
We've officially reached the, okay dude, sounds good, whatever you say, part of this conversation.
This is Myers Park, South Park, bitch. What are you up in here hanging out? I paid $1,300. What are you doing here? Oh, you can fuck.
Shale.
I'm still going to make $125,000. I'm still going to make $125,000 Monday morning. Who are you? Do you live here?
No, I'm not going anywhere.
Is your boyfriend here? Is your baby daddy here? Nobody cares. I'm white and I'm hot. I'm white and I'm hot. So what are you doing here?
I don't know, but we're going to see you in court Monday morning.
Okay, all right. I'm looking forward to it. Okay,
Absolutely.
Great. I got you too, baby. I got you. This is Myers Park. This is a Myers Park. Babe, good, go. What are you doing hanging out here on Friday night? Don't fight much. Cut it out.
Very disrespectful.
Nobody cares. Get out of here. Get out of here. Nobody cares. Get out of here. I've got you too, bitch. Do you live here? What's your apartment number? Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? I'm white and I'm
bothering me in front of my door. Do you hear her? Please call. Please, ma'am.
Oh, call them. Oh my God, call them.
And she calling us names, and you can smell the alcohol.
Oh, smell this. White.
8800. Apartment 2B.
You're hanging around in a place you don't
North
belong.
Carolina.
You'll notice that they mention South Park, but this is actually South Park, North Carolina, not that South Park. So obviously this video went super viral when they posted it to Facebook, and within the first 4 days they had about 2 million views, which obviously started to catch the attention of some major news outlets. One of which was Inside Edition, which reached out to the 2 women involved for an interview.
We spoke to Lisa and Mary Garris about the incident.
It's a very uncomfortable situation, which is why I pulled out the camera, because I didn't know anything else to do to protect me and my family.
Interestingly, Inside Edition also got a hold of the audio recordings of the 911 calls, not only that our antagonist, the Karen, placed, but also the 911 call placed by the sisters.
Folks that are trying to break into apartments, they are actually people that I've never seen here before, but they are African American, and they're causing a problem. They just made me feel intimidated and awful. So whatever you need to do and charge me back, just do it, because they don't belong here. I don't mean to be awful and rude, but they just don't belong here.
The sisters also called 911.
The lady keeps coming out here harassing me still, and I don't know what to do at this point.
Now, this woman was, of course, found very quickly. According to the Daily Dot, it was the Associated Press that originally released her name. The woman in this video is named Susan Westwood. She's a 51-year-old, and she did indeed have a job that paid her $125,000 a year, working for a communications company called Charter Communications, which bought Time Warner Cable in 2016 and changed its name to Spectrum. Spectrum had an office in Charlotte, North Carolina, at which this woman worked. And wouldn't you know it, they weren't too thrilled when they saw the video of their employee on the internet acting like this. A local paper called the Charlotte Observer actually reached out to the company and pretty swiftly got a response from their spokesperson, Patrick Paterno, who said, "The incident recorded in Charlotte is a blatant violation of Charter's code of conduct and clearly disregards the company's commitment to inclusion and respectful behavior. As such, Ms. Westwood's employment with the company has been terminated, effective immediately." And that was only the first domino to fall. Things only got more harrowing for our antagonist after this. According to the Huffington Post, a spokesperson for the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department told Huffington Post that while they could not confirm the name of the suspect, 4 criminal summons have been issued, including 2 counts of communicating threats and 2 counts of simple assault. But that's actually just the beginning itself, because she was also charged later when the 911 call transcripts were reviewed, and it was found that she made false claims on a 911 call, saying that these women were, as you saw earlier, trying to break into apartments when they clearly were not.
Also breaking at 5, an all-out hunt underway for this woman whose racially charged confrontation in South Park went viral.
Tonight we got our hands on her 911 call. Susan Westwood already facing 4 criminal summons, and now she's facing new charges for what she said during her call to police.
And CMPD told us today when its officers tried to serve that misuse of 911 warrant yesterday, they couldn't find Westwood. That's why they are now asking for the public's help. So if you know where this woman is tonight, CMPD wants to hear from you.
Even the mayor of Charlotte herself weighed in on this on Twitter. She said, "I want to commend CMPD for its professionalism and courtesy during the October 19th incident on Fairview Road. The ugly sentiment expressed in a 911 call released today doesn't reflect our city's values, that everyone is deserving of respect and dignity." So that was October 31st, and they were having trouble finding this woman. They were actually actively looking for her. She ended up turning herself in only 3 days later on November 3rd. Now, according to the news, after all this went down, she actually fled Charlotte and only turned herself in because her mother recommended that she do so.
Well, tonight, the woman known on social media anyway as South Park Susan is out on bond. Officials say Susan Westwood turned herself into authorities. That was in Sunset Beach on Saturday. She is charged with misuse of the 911 system and facing criminal summons for assault and communicating threats.
Officials say Susan Westwood turned herself in at the Sunset Beach Police Department Saturday, bonding out soon after. The incident report states Westwood's mother called the department Friday, concerned for her daughter's safety after seeing a video of her on national news.
Now you may be thinking, oh, I bet that's where the story ends. No. Absolutely not. Susan had to make her first appearance in court on February 20th of 2019, so the following year, about 3 months after this all went down. And one of the local news stations that had been covering this story pretty extensively from the get-go, called WCNC, decided to go to the court hearing and see if they couldn't get an interview with her, and she was not happy about it, to say the least.
Okay, so it was right here where Miss Westwood was walking when she saw our cameras and said she didn't want to talk. That wasn't so bad, but what happened inside, not nearly so polite. Because when my colleague, Billie Jean Shaw, asked her if she had anything that she wanted to say, she said Miss Westwood turned around and flipped her off. Susan Westwood walks out of the Mecklenburg County Courthouse.
Would you like to say anything to the women that were
represented by counsel?
Ushering the news crews along, threatening to sue.
You're only making it more difficult for yourselves. I'm filing a civil lawsuit.
Refusing to answer questions.
Leave me alone, please.
It's clear she doesn't want to talk to our camera. Certainly did a whole lot of talking to a cell phone camera this past fall, though. Outside of court, Westwood downplaying the charges against her.
We've got bigger fish to fry anyway. Weren't there 3 murders here last night? Were there 3? Yes.
So the burning question of the day then is, did she actually face any real punishment for all of these charges after everything was said and done? It took about 3 more, February to June, 4 more months, but we did actually get the conclusion, and it is going to piss you off. Susan pled guilty to the 2 counts of simple assault and to the 911 charge, and in exchange, she was given 12 months of unsupervised probation.
Susan Westwood pled guilty to misuse of the 911 system and to 2 counts of simple assault. Now, she was sentenced to a year of unsupervised probation. She was ordered to pay court costs, and she was also ordered to have no contact with the victims. She's also ordered to take part in meetings of the White People Caucus, which is a group created by Organizing Against Racism. That group is meant to encourage participants to examine and deconstruct internalized racial superiority.
Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking to yourself, oh, wow, yeah, racial diversity training. I'm sure she's going to take that very seriously. She'll be a reformed woman by the end of it. Boy, do I have a surprise for you, because Susan Westwood has given her first and only interview since this incident. And ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe this, but she claims to be a changed woman.
Am I a racist now? No. Was I then? Perhaps.
Susan Westwood says she has changed since this vile video went viral back in 2018.
Is your boyfriend here? Is your baby daddy here? Nobody cares.
The 54-year-old no longer lives here in Charlotte. She moved here to Charlottesville, Virginia recently to be closer to her father. It was just a couple of months ago that Westwood decided she was ready to talk about how she treated sisters Mary and Lisa Garris that night. The 2 women accosted by Westwood while they waited for AAA.
I'm white. I'm girl. White. I'm girl. White. I never really publicly apologized, you know, to both them and the Black community. I can certainly see why the Black community can think that my actions were racist.
You said I can understand why the Black community thinks that what I did was racist. Do you understand that what you did was racist?
I do.
Westwood says what happened that night was rooted in her bigotry and her alcoholism. She says she drank 6 glasses of wine, and while she says she didn't black out, she doesn't remember most of what happened that night. I asked her if she's seen the videos.
I have. And it took me a long time to watch those.
They're pretty bad.
I know they are. Yep, they are. I don't like that person, but that's not the person that I am today.
Still gonna make $125,000 Monday morning. Who are you?
The fallout from the video was swift. Westwood was fired from her job. Her apartment complex asked her to leave, and she was criminally charged with misuse of 911 and other offenses. She pleaded guilty, got 12 months probation, and the judge ordered her to keep going to substance abuse classes. In 2019, she relapsed.
Actually, I got a DWI in Wake County.
Another wake-up call for Westwood that she says pushed her to dig deeper into her sobriety and anti-racism work.
Are you a racist?
I am not a racist anymore. I do not believe I am. In fact, I believe I'm anti-racist.
Westwood tells me she will change careers this summer from insurance sales to life coaching.
I think it's my job now, and to a certain extent, to have these difficult conversations. I've had them with myself. I've had them with people around me who either accept it or don't accept it. But I think part of my vision, part of my legacy, is to be an anti-racist, is to talk about these things openly and honestly with anybody that will at least listen.
Westwood's convictions connected to the viral video were expunged. Her DWI does remain on her record. I asked Lisa and Mary Garris if they wanted to respond to Westwood's public apology. They told me in a written statement, "We are always open to allow anyone to right their wrong," Ephesians 4:32. Therefore, we forgave Susan Westwood a long time ago, and we're excited to know she's taken the appropriate steps toward her own recovery and to understand the damages racism causes. We are also open to sitting down with Susan to talk about the topic at hand if she wishes.
So apparently, after her 2019 relapse back into alcoholism and getting a driving while intoxicated, that would be her 6th charge in like a year, she had an epiphany and decided to become an anti-racist, and now claims that she wants to be a life coach. So what do you think, folks? Do you believe that she is a truly reformed woman ready to take on life coaching and teaching other people about right and wrong? Or was this simply Susan's easiest path to social redemption? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, please leave me your suggestions for future reckonings. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. This story was a lot of fun. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.